Hey friend, welcome back to Crafter Support. I'm Andrea. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. This is another video for the Mastering Your Cricut Joy Extra and Cricut Joy. Today we're going to be making a card using the Cricut Joy Extra card mat, and at the end I show you the difference between the Joy Extra and just the Joy card mats. They do the exact same thing, they're just made a little bit different. So the first thing we want to do is go to New Project up on the right here. And then we want to slide over, once we're on Design Space, to the project type. And we're going to click there. And then we're going to come up to this where it says Cricut Only. We're going to drop the drop down. And we're going to scroll down to where it says Cards. This is, for me, the easiest way to find the projects that I want to make. And then we're going to go up to the search and type in Thank You, because I want to make a thank you card. So as we scroll down, I'm just looking for the one that I want, and we're going to choose this one. So you just click on it and it will pull it up, and then you can just click make it. Oh, I'm sorry. You have to click what size of card. I click the R10 card because that's the size I'm using. It's more like a note card, and then click make it. And then it's going to take you into, just going to show you what the design is going to look like on your card mat. And then you can just click continue, and that's going to ask you to set up like which machine you want to use. Once you set up your machine, which machine you're using, and you get it connected, you're going to need to do some things with your Cricut Joy Extra to make it so that way there your card comes out properly. So this is the card mat for the Cricut Joy Extra, and these are the cutaway cards. So with the cutaway cards, you get envelopes, you get the card base, which is in my hands now, and then you get this little background card piece that you stick on. Underneath this white Cricut tape is double-sided. It's adhesive for you to be able to adhere that silvery opal color paper to it. So now what we need to do is we need to move those little guide rollers that are in there. And you just do this very carefully. It's not gonna, you do have to be a little strong and like push those out of the way. If it's the first time you're moving them on your machine, it's not gonna hurt them. You just push them to the far side. And if that second one in is a little bit of an issue, you can carefully move your blade housing just out of the way and then push everything off to the side so you know it's not going to be hitting where your card is going to be going, because it could leave marks on your card, and you don't want that. You don't want like all these little marks on your card. So the next thing we need to do is peel off the plastic protector so that way there it protects your sticky. And now we need to load our card into the mat. And what I mean by load it into is this mat has an opening, and you just slide it into that opening. And we want the adhesive paper side on top. So whenever you put it down, you're actually putting the white and green backed paper on your mat. And then I just bray it down because I want it to stay nice and in place. It's very important that your mat is sticky and that you press your material down so it's nice and tight on the mat. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is, once our machine is flashing, we know we have to do something with it. So it's going to pull it through, make sure we have the right size, and then we're going to need to click go on our computer, whatever it is that we're using, mobile device, to get it to cut. So I just sped this up a little bit. This is the insert piece that goes into that card, and I'm going to have my little scraper out so I can clean my mat off when I'm all finished. And I do end up using a weeding tool as well because there were some intricate pieces that I needed to pop out. But the great thing is the Cricut Joy Extra cut it beautifully. There wasn't any pieces that ripped or tore. And some of these pieces were really, really thin because this is more like a note size card. It's not like a 5.5 by 4.25 by 5.5 card. This is a smaller size note card. So the easiest way to get things for me off of this particular mat is to start with a spatula and kind of like get the initial corner lifted. And once I do that and just kind of tuck the spatula in, I can flip my mat over and peel it back just like I would any other design that I've showed you guys. And you just bend the mat. Now this mat is a little bit harder to bend because of the sides of it, but you're still doing the exact same thing, and it's gonna hold most of the pieces you cut, if not all, on the sticky part of the mat. I did have a few pieces that didn't quite pop out, but that's no big deal. We're gonna pop those out on their own, and then you just slide it out, and the pieces that were cut are now stuck on the mat, and those we're gonna scrape off in a little bit. So any pieces that didn't come out, you can use your weeding tool, you can use your tweezers, you can use your fingers, and just pop any of those little tiny pieces that you want to make sure you get out of the way. And it's very easy. Some of these letters were really thin, and there was really tiny pieces to the flowers, but it didn't take a whole lot of work to get all of the pieces out because the most pieces were stuck onto the mat, and that's pretty much where you want them. There is a way I've done it before, like if I had very intricate pieces that needed pulled out, is I would take my brayer after everything was done being cut. I would bray over it again and then peel the card off, and it would keep almost all of the design on the card. So now what we're doing is pulling out all those little corner pieces that are cut that are super thin. And this card we're just pretty much flying through because it's so easy to make these. So if you want to have easy make cards to do them really fast, these insert cards are the best to do that with, because you just cut them and then you pull off the adhesive cover and you just put the backing on. So now we're just getting out the last corner, and the weeding tool works perfectly for this. And then we are ready to, I think it was the backing on the sticker that was stuck to that. I forgot about that. But yeah, so that piece is ready to go. And I have some pieces in the center. I think I have one there and one at the top. But basically all of these pieces are pieces that you throw away. So you don't keep these. This is like when I say weeding with this, you're just getting rid of all of those little pieces. We don't have to use them or save them for anything. We'll come back to our mat. So now what we want to do is peel off this white like cover sheet that is going to reveal the sticky material that's underneath. And I'm just using my weeding tool to make it a little bit easier. And again, it cut so nicely that there wasn't a whole lot of like extra pieces sticking to the letters or numbers. There's a few little tiny pieces, but they're easy to remove. And I'm just going to use my weeding tool to do that. And now this is very sticky. I wish Cricut would come out with an adhesive, because I think they can make a really great adhesive. They just haven't done that yet. But that would be really cool if they did. All right, so we're just picking up our last piece. We're going to pull that off. And then how easy it is to insert this is you put your shiny side up, you line it up with your card, and you press it against the fold, and you just press down. And I'm going to brayer mine down so all of the little letter pieces are sticking. But that's it. Your card is done. All you have to do now is write on the inside. That's how fast these cards are to make. So if you want to spend an afternoon just making a bunch of cards, this would be the way to do it. Now I'm taking my scraper tool. It is very sticky, and I am cleaning off all of those excess pieces. They fly everywhere, so be prepared. It does make quite the mess, but the last thing we want to do for this is recover it, because you want to protect that stickiness. That stickiness is important to get good cuts each and every time you use your mat. So that's how simple it was. It was very easy. The card turned out beautiful, and you could send this to anyone. So here's the stack of the cutaway cards that I have. They come with envelopes. So all you would need to do now is put your beautiful card, fill it out, and then put your card into your envelope and just address it and send it out to a friend or hand it out, whatever you're going to do with it. But this was a really easy card to make, and Cricut Design Space offers so many things with their Access membership that you can make so many different cards. So I do recommend using a spatula, a scraper tool whenever you're making your cards. A weeding tool, it just helps. It makes the job easier. That's why we have the tools that we have, and a brayer to make sure that everything sticks down really, really well. So now we do have a mat for the Cricut Joy as well, and I want to show you that. And this is just a little bit smaller, but it does the exact same thing. You just slide your card into it. So your card base is the piece with the stickiness, and I show you that here, how to load it a little bit easier into this particular mat. You just open it up and you put your white sticky piece down onto the mat face down, and then you cut here. So that's all, guys. It was really easy. I hope you're enjoying these videos. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a great day, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.